There you go.
Okay, so I'm recording it so that other people that can't be here can listen to what we have to say if they choose to. But anyway, so somebody had sent in one of the surveys and said that they couldn't understand the phone setup because Sean's video, his how-to video, did not cover all the new tabs that have been added because it gets updated, it gets outdated. So I did a quick video for him, showing him, and I sent it to Stefan and got his permission to send it over to the guys. So things like that help us to, get to that end goal. So if you're having an issue, put it in the chat and then we can get it, we can get answers for you.
We're trying to work on a way to be able to have some sort of way to, if somebody has a question, it can get answered in a relatively quick manner. Okay, because a lot of times when we have questions, we can't get answers, right? And it's slowing down everybody's business. And I'll just give you an example for us. This past week, we were at the meeting Thursday. We had a different template for our website. And I think, Charles, we may have showed you that. I know some people have seen it. But we had wanted a different template that everybody else was using. And we didn't have it on Freedom Logic. It just wasn't there. So we reached out to Freedom Logic on Thursday and did not get a response back until Tuesday.
Yeah.
Right. So if we didn't have the other website set up, which we did, that would have been another 4 days. We were actually out of business. Right. So we're trying to be able to get it so we can have some sort of way that every time there's an issue or a challenge that somehow, some way, whether it be Sean, somebody from the six-figure syndicate, somebody in Sean's office, there's a way that we can get help a little bit quicker than we're getting it now. I don't know if anybody else is running into that challenge, but this was the reason why Stefan had mentioned it and brought it up to Sean last week. And this is why Sean has suggested doing this. And let's try and get an idea of where everybody's at. And like next week, if we need to have somebody specializing, have a special meeting just on setting up a website or just on doing C.
Because it's hard to be accountable for something when you don't have the proper setup and you don't know where you are. Like some people don't have their website set up yet. So how can you be accountable for getting leads or for getting, that much more ahead towards your goal if you don't have the foundation properly set? So that's the whole part of this also. So once we get to the point where we have people that can give us the answers quickly, then we can hold each other accountable for what's going on. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah, it does.
Yes.
And it's like, and so I might have an answer for the phone setup issue, but maybe Charlie has an answer for setting up the yellow letters, or Luther, you just did a couple deals, right? You just got a couple leads and you're good with the phone. So maybe you could help with that. Like, I think we could all,
Okay.
right?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, like Charles, gave was telling her about the yellow letters, and we never really did it. And here Missy is now making up yellow letters, right?
Or trying.
So thanks to Charles for helping us with that. That's another avenue now.
There we go.
There you
See?
go.
Very short, very sweet.
Exactly.
And 100 have been dropped.
Wow. See that?
So
So are you writing them out yourself? Are you printing
I
them
am.
out? What are you doing? Okay.
So I used to use this when I first started wholesaling back in 16 and 17. And at that time, you would get like a 3% response, 1.5%, 2% leads. So what I'm doing is I picked out a territory in Georgia. And the reason why I got it is another wholesaler sends me all his deals. And of course, he's got a person down outside of Atlanta who's got 7 or 8 deals down there. So, well, let me try this area. So I pulled up the list through REI Automator. And I'm going to handwrite the first 500 and see what my response is. And then based on that, I'll know that when I put out so many thousands at a time, what I can expect for a response and what I can convert over to deals.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
I'm hoping, hey, a great scenario would be I get a 3% response and a 1 to 2% leads.
Yeah.
Get some
That'd be
people
good.
go, what are you doing sending this nonsense to me? But
Mhm.
it's a way to get a response. Sean's used it he tells stories about how he used it and, that I started using it. And then he suggested I start again. Just not do anything in New Jersey because New Jersey's tough right now.
Right.
New Jersey's tough for.
Well, Florida's pretty competitive too. I mean,
Yeah.
especially, I mean, I'm looking at small towns outside of Jacksonville, but it's a hot market, so it's tough.
Nancy, I forget who it was, but at that meeting that we were at last week, he had suggested to someone to target Ocala, which isn't too far from you.
No, Ocala's good. I would think. That's a good thought.
Yeah.
It's got a very it sounds awful, but that's sort of where that big retirement area is, like the Villages.
Oh, is that where the Villages is? Okay.
Yeah, it's just south of Ocala.
Okay,
Yep.
yeah, I didn't know that. I know my parents had lived there for years and we would go down, a couple months and visit, but I had no idea that's where Ocala was.
Mhm.
Yeah. But
I
it's,
was actually thinking about also targeting Gainesville, Alachua, that county,
yeah,
where University of Florida is as well.
Yep.
yeah.
I think we did Gainesville. I think I did Gainesville like last month. I think I was doing Gainesville. I didn't really get too much back from it.
Okay.
I did my PPC ads and I was kind of focusing on that though. So I stopped sending out the text to Gainesville.
Mhm.
Now I'm finding, and I don't know if it's the holiday or what, but the PPC ads are doing horrible the
Yeah,
last
I don't
couple
know,
days.
I don't know about everybody else, but we're getting
But
some
But
responses
the
from
text
text.
message, yeah, I've been text
As crazy as
messaging
it may
like
seem.
200 people.
Yeah, I've just started my PPC campaign. I'm up to about, I think when I checked this morning, I was like at 115 clicks. So I haven't really gotten anything.
All right, that's good though.
That's good,
Yeah.
Good.
that's good.
But it's always about the conversions, isn't it? I think.
Yeah, I only had 2 conversions and they were data geeks of some sort looking for web work.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's.
Now, just to chime in a little bit, since Sean sat down at the event and straightened out my pay-per-click,
Mhm.
Mhm.
which was last Friday, I've gotten 2 conversions.
Great,
Wow.
good.
That I'm chasing after, but one was a lead, or not up, it's a multi-unit up in Linden, New Jersey.
Great.
Wow.
Oh, I came in at 10:48 last night. I called him twice today, left 2 messages. After we get off this call, I'm gonna call again.
Yeah.
If it's a wholesale or if it's somebody that actually owns the property, because the property's listed in LLC. But,
All right.
and I went through and eliminated a lot of negative keywords too.
You have to stay on that. I know like Missy,
Yeah.
she's on that every day.
Yep.
And I know Stefan, I know he works hard doing that too, or he has somebody doing a forum, eliminating them negative keywords because from what we're learning, that's the key to making that successful is getting rid of them negative keywords to bring your cost per click down, to bring your conversion rate up. And, of course, that's what we all want. We all want leads out.
And optimization.
It's that, and it's also, everybody says it, but it's hard to do it. There's a certain amount of patience here while you get a certain number of clicks and then, or conversions. And then once that tumbles over, 100, then
Yeah.
Google knows the kind of person that you're after, and then they target those people, and it's meant to escalate up from there. So there is that one period where we're just trying to build this database for Google.
Well, I hope Google gets on the click or gets on the case for me then, because I'm at just over 100 clicks. So.
All right, good.
All right,
Good,
well, it
good.
has to be conversions. It's not clicks.
Yeah.
It's conversions.
Oh wait, I'm sorry. It was conversions.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've had like
But the
a
conversion-
gazillion clicks, but
Right, and the conversion will show Google just who is responding to your ad, so then they can turn around and they can target those people more.
oh wait, is it? Yeah, it's a conversion. Okay.
So
Well,
maybe we could go through and
Each individual
because
person.
there's only a few of us here
Yeah.
tonight, which makes it easy. I'll ask each one of you, like, what your main concern is, like something that we can bring up to Sean and Lisa, and then we can maybe start from there. So Ben, do you want to go first and tell me what your main concern is?
I agree with what you said. The training needs to be updated with what the software is right now.
Okay,
Um, it's a little confusing when Sean holds a webinar and he says one thing, and you try to do it and it doesn't work out that way because they've updated some things and the videos don't correspond with it.
yeah, that's,
But I'm just really just trying to learn, listen and learn.
Mhm.
yeah, that's a big thing. Okay, so I wrote that down. Janaldi, am I saying that right? You can.
Yes, you are actually. Thank you.
I love it.
I'm like, I love how you said it right on the first time. Thank you.
Cool.
Thank you for hosting this, by the way. Just wanted to put it out there.
Oh, we love things.
So yes, I agree with everybody else with like updating the videos because I was attempting to send out like my text messaging blast today and and it's just like it took me forever just to try to figure out how to put up a campaign.
Yeah.
And I think I finally figured it out. Like I did enough clicks and then I was just like try to figure, yeah, I did enough clicks to finally put it together.
Mhm.
But now I'm a little bit apprehensive about like if I'm going to be answering the text messages properly, given that it took me a little bit to figure out how to even just set up the campaign itself.
Yeah, the setup is kind of confusing, especially if you're using like REI Automator, or if you're using REI Reply to get your lists, and it's.
I pulled the list off of REI, skip traced it, and then put it into Freedom Logic. And REI is, I don't know if it's because I've been using it a little bit longer. I've been able to get that set up without any issues. Freedom Logic just threw me in for like threw a little bit of a curveball.
Yeah, it was the steps in Freedom Logic. I find that I almost have to write them down because I'll do it one day and then I forget. So, I have to go back and look at my notes and be like, oh God, I got to go back and do this step. And it's not real clear on the video. So yeah, I agree with you on that.
Yeah.
Okay. How about you, Nancy? What's your issue?
Oh, I just want my phone to ring.
Don't we all?
I'll figure it out when my phone starts ringing.
Don't we all?
I'm just, I just did a mailing of like a little over 2,000 pieces. I got like, zilch from it. And, I kind of, but I'm still going to mail. I'm still going to do text messaging. I just want my phone to ring. That's all.
Which form are you're talking about postcards that you're sending out?
Yeah, I'm sending out postcards. I'm working with Danius, who suggests just text, using like texting and maybe occasionally calling as well. My problem is, I work full time, I guess like the rest of you do, and I'm juggling a lot of different balls. I've got a lot of things up in the air. So so anyway, that's what I'm doing. And I started the PPC. That's going to be my main focus, is mailing and PPC.
What list are you targeting, Nancy, if I can ask you?
Tax delinquent and pre-foreclosure.
Okay.
I added in the pre-foreclosure this month because of something that Sean said about, foreclosures coming in. And before I've done this kind of work before. It was a different market though. It was around, 2013, 2014, when, you could easily do short sales and that kind of stuff. So it's a different ball game right now.
Nancy, if you don't mind if I intervene there a second, I say to Missy all the time, and I think this is one of the things that can help us all out as a group. I think we just have to learn how to adopt with the changing times, that's whether with technology, whether the way the market conditions are, our personal situations. I think if we can all start to, just get in our head, we just have to adapt to what is happening, and change our views around a little bit. I think it'll help us. I know it does for us. But definitely the marketing conditions, that's constantly changing.
Yeah, no, for
It's
sure.
definitely Changing conditions,
Yeah, true.
And
No, I
think-
agree. I completely agree with you.
yeah.
Yeah, with the postcards, I did that for a little while and got almost zero response. And my conclusion was I was using the wrong kind of card or the wrong kind of wording, because the system obviously works for some people. And I know Sean has a very good idea of the card that he likes, the color, the font, the wording. And I think when I sent mine out, I kind of did that, but then changed too much on it, and it needs to go back, refocus. So maybe we can find from Sean which
Right.
is the exact card that he liked, because I think any of these systems of trying to find the leads, they all work if you can have them refined or have them targeted properly.
Right. I actually did use Sean's recommended card. And I didn't really make any changes on it. So,
Okay.
It's crazy. About 3 weeks ago, about 3 weeks ago, about 5 weeks ago, our PPC were getting great response. And then all of a sudden it stopped,
Yeah,
it just like turned off.
flatline.
wow.
Flatline. So, we were talking in our meeting, and we were talking to Stefan and a couple other people to join our weekly meeting. And I had figured out, you know what, we were getting no response from our text, that we were going to put the money that we're putting towards the text and add that to our daily budget for the PPC.
Mm-hmm.
So PPC kind of stopped. So we went back to texting again. We're doing both, but we added texting into our marketing again. And all of a sudden, for whatever reason, this week, past week and a half, we've been getting a ton of response from the text.
Cool.
So I don't know, like, if it's just the time of the year, like, I don't understand it myself, like how you're getting, one week we're getting great response from our PPC and nothing's changed to the next week, and we're not getting any response to the text. And the next week we're getting no response to the PPC, but we're getting a bunch of response to text.
I think.
Oh, I guess you just have to keep doing it.
Yeah, so I'm just convinced that, like Sean says, you just have to, I think you got to kind of have a little bit in everything to get the full effect of everything.
Yeah.
It's funny, Chris, you asked a question some time ago, did I think this business was seasonal? And I thought at the time, no, it's not. People are buying, no matter which way, buying or selling, people are in problems, no matter which time of the year it is. And, when I spoke to Ethan, he said pretty much the same thing, thought that it wasn't subject to seasons or time. But since then, I've had, spoke to 2 other people who said, oh yes, very definitely it goes to sleep in November and December. So
Yeah.
I guess everybody's experience is a little different, but it does seem like maybe the time of the year has something to do with it. And I was told that November, December, it goes to sleep a bit, and then in January, everybody gets with it again.
Yeah.
But I don't know, I can see that maybe from the wholesaler's side, but I would think people are having their problems with whatever their situation is. They can't pay the rent, or, whatever the situation is. I wouldn't think that is seasonal, but
Yeah.
just my 10 cents worth.
Yeah. I don't know. I think like we just have to stay committed to, putting a marketing program together and just sticking with it.
Margaret, what's your challenge?
Well, I guess it's personal because I just moved out last week and I'm in between houses right now. So that's my challenge. But I need to get my website up and the PPC going. And so I'm going to be trying to nail that down by next week.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
What do you need to get the website up and running? Do you understand what to do? You just haven't had the time?
Yeah, I need to look at it some more. But there's always something, I can't remember, but I'll have to look at it and see what my challenges are again, I guess. But yeah, there's always details that you run into, but
Okay.
yeah.
Luther, how about you? What's your challenge?
My challenge.
Answer the phone.
What are you having challenges with the
Like,
program?
what do you need
Anything?
help with, or?
I'm not entirely having any challenges really. I just I just had a clientele base of my old job, and I can't entirely eliminate those people to do this full time as much as I want to. But I don't I just started doing PPCs again. I don't necessarily it's good, but for a small guy like me, I just don't focus on it too much because it requires a lot of spending. So I'm very good on the phone, and I've learned you guys could read, like, you know, certain books such as smart calling. There's a book about negotiations and stuff. You guys could read it in regards to those books. So my best way of finding leads that are very cheap and that could you know, convert into a high profit margin, I'll say, is just to talk on the phone, because I don't have any you know, that much funds for me to, you know, be doing a whole lot of PPCs and testing this out and testing that out. I figured I'm good at sales and I'm going to just stick with that. So my challenge is, it's a numbers game. You need to, you know, send out as much contract as you can, make as much offers as you can. So what I noticed, even if you have 5 contracts, it doesn't matter. You have to keep going, even if you have 7. And over time, so there are fast people that are going to react fast and go ahead and sign a contract, and there are customers that you're going to have to follow up with. This is not, from what I'm noticing, this is not a fast business. This is a keeping up with business, and eventually the person would like to, you know, sell. But of course, you may get those people that, oh, I want to sell next week. It's not impossible. I'm just saying you have to build up. You have to send out as much contract out as you can and follow up with those people. That's what I'm doing right now. And I think that's what has been working for me. And over time, throughout me calling those people over and over and over, they were feeling uncomfortable before because they didn't know my name. They didn't know anything about me or my business, but throughout bothering them, like a guy just maybe like 2 hours ago, I was speaking to him. He wasn't much open. He opened up. He told me about his business. He told me about what he does. He told me where he was at last week. They start as people are not going to open up to you like that. So it's just a bit of time and hustling and just the numbers game.
Building good rapport with them.
You said what?
You're building good rapport with everybody.
Yes, I'm basically all I do is make calls. It's just now I started doing the PPC because everybody's been talking about it, but it's not I wouldn't say it's entirely my cup of tea, you know. I'm doing what's best for me. Some people do not like the phone. Or I also do mailing as well.
Do you?
Mailing the yellow letter and stuff, but I do it differently. I don't know if you guys would like to see how I do it, but it's quite different.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Share, please.
yeah. If you don't mind sharing.
Give me a second.
All
Yeah,
right,
go ahead. Go ahead.
Charlie, you're up next, so think about what you want to do. And then Cedric, I saw you join. We're gonna be asking you too.
Is that junior or senior?
I think it's junior. You gotta unmute yourself though, Cedric. Oh, there you go.
Hey, Cedric. Hey, Cedric.
Hey, how you guys doing?
Good.
Yeah.
Picking up the baby some milk.
Oh,
He's got the baby, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
How old is he again?
Turns 3 months.
Oh,
All right, awesome. Great.
good age.
Great,
Can't
great,
talk
great.
back yet.
Give me a second. I'm still looking forward.
Okay, we're gonna have Charlie tell us what his thing is. Charlie, what, do you have any challenges you need help with?
Yeah, Misty, my biggest challenge was PPC, and that's when Luther's back.
Oh, sorry about that.
That's all right.
So I don't know if you guys can see it. So my friend teach me this little trick. So I put here hi. So what I do is put it in a printer, and I put here hi, and then it's blank here.
Right.
And then I wrote here, you guys can't really see it, but I wrote here, my name is Luther Toussaint. I would like to buy your house at, and then I leave an empty space here. So the address goes here.
Okay.
And then I can pay cash now or when you're ready to sell. I'm very flexible. I can give you a cash offer in 2 days and closing as little as 2 weeks. Give me a call at 786 and So it's
Nice.
just, I leave an empty space here so I can put the person name. I don't have to write this over and over and over.
So
I
is there a
just-
trick to why you wrote it on an angle?
Not necessarily. This is how my friend been closing deals. He's been finding deals with this letter. So I'm not trying to do anything extra. I'm not trying to be Superman. I'm not trying to make it look professional. This is exactly how he showed me his. It looks ugly like this.
All right.
Yeah, and you know,
It
that's
looks-
good.
catches your
That's
attention.
good though, because normally, like, I mean, Charlie did it, I did it, we both wrote in the lines, but that, you look at it.
No, it
you
looks
go, "Look at
ugly. It
that,
looks, he told me not to change a thing about it.
nice."
So if you really notice, this is a printing paper. If you really notice, there's like, you see it?
Uh-huh,
Mhm.
So it's just, I write this out and then I basically just print it.
nice.
Like I print a whole bunch and then I just put the name and the address.
Good.
So are you using, what kind of paper is that?
That's just regular printing paper. It's just make sure you have a color printer so it could print yellow, like the yellow background. You see, it's a
Okay.
printing paper.
Okay.
So what I did was, give me a second.
I'm gonna try to see if the yellow paper will fit
Yeah.
in the printer.
Well, that's something I wonder about because, they tell you to
Here we
use
go.
yellow
This
paper.
notebook here. This notebook here. So all I did was basically.
Yeah, I'm trying to give the guy a chance, but he never came. But we're getting ready about to pull up. I'm gonna call you back in one moment.
Stuff, I think I might be Cedric.
I don't know,
who that is.
I don't know.
All right.
Go ahead, Luke.
Yeah, so basically it's just this paper. All I did was write it.
Mhm.
And then I take out this paper and I basically put it in my printer and print a whole bunch. And now all I have to do is write the person name and address and then send it out.
Yeah, that's good.
And then put it in regular mailing. So it doesn't look, it look like we're writing them personally.
Right.
All right,
All
good,
right.
good.
Awesome, thank you.
No problem.
And
Everybody.
one thing I'm wondering about is because they tell you that works, and even when they tell you to put like bandit signs out, even spell some of the words wrong or just, and stuff like that. But I mean, personally, I wouldn't respond to something like that. So it just makes me wonder,
Yeah, if you wouldn't, who would? I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it caught my attention because it was on slant. I think I would look at that like, what's this?
I
about?
get a lot of response from it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
huh, interesting.
Yeah, I definitely get responses. If that's what you're asking for, I get responses from it for sure.
Mhm.
Good.
I get responses from the postcards as well. My best postcards is the one that says caution. Even though they'll call you pissed off, at least you have somebody on the line and you could start something from there because everything starts from somewhere. It takes a no for somebody to tell you a yes,
That's a
Mhm.
good point.
100% correct.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
It's really this is all sales. I mean, at the end it's a numbers game. You have to it's a numbers game.
Yeah, it is.
That's how I'm looking at it. Like the more contracts I have out, the more I have a chance of somebody signing something.
Right.
Because it's houses. People don't want to let go of their houses.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
don't.
Yeah.
So
Charlie,
how are you getting your list?
My leads,
Where do you get? Yeah, exactly. Where do you get those from?
my leads are pretty simple. I get them from REI Automator, but the guys were telling me different sources I guess they have of cleaning the leads. But as far as right now, I just get it from REI. I don't do anything
What's your
special.
target? Are you
Huh?
targeting pre-foreclosure? Who are you targeting? Is it
Oh,
pre-foreclosures
I
or
target
vacant?
pre-foreclosures, delinquent, tax delinquent mostly, to be honest with you. Pre-foreclosures, I've done those. Miami and Fort Lauderdale it's very competitive, so I wasn't able to find anything here with that list. But I've done pre-foreclosure. I do vacant. I put 100% equity. I put 80% equity, stuff like that. I just play around with it.
All right.
Right.
But most of my lists come from tax delinquent or pre-foreclosures.
okay. Charles, how about you? What you got?
My biggest challenge up until last Friday was my PPC because I knew I set the ad up but it wasn't connecting. And then when we changed the snippets and whatnot, live,
Was it the conversion tags?
yes, all the conversion tags. So I had, for instance, over the past month, 227 conversions.
Hmm.
However, they weren't going to the website.
Right.
Didn't have the proper And I kept asking people, is there somebody there who can help me? Is there somebody there who can help me? You know, I almost tried I even had my IT guy at work and say, hey, do me a favor, take a look at this and tell me, which I work for a pretty big company now. It used to be small, then we got bought out. So it's kind of a no-no. But I think that's the biggest thing. Like if you have a resource you can go to for certain things when you have that question,
Yeah.
and get an immediate response. But if you can get a response within 24 to 36 hours, at least you feel like, hey, look, you don't want to waste money. You don't want to scale down. But you want to make sure the money you're spending is, you know, since we've converted since last Friday, like I said, I got 2 conversions that one called in and one filled out the form and sent it through.
Which is great.
It's only 2, but at the same time,
It was
I
better than
dropped
nothing.
everything down to $1 and then started gradually raising it up. And I'm now at $40 a day. And I expanded the number of states from 4 up to 8. By the end of this month, I want to be at $50, but as Sean said, do it gradually.
Right.
That we didn't go over, it's not in the course. But when we're in front of him and he's talking about it, that's a good point to bring up, you know? So, you know, and that was the real reason why I went to the conference for 2 days. That, and then I wanted to learn more about JV wholesaling, but you know, but Brandon unfortunately was sick.
Yeah.
That's the biggest thing. And then I'm always looking for validation.
Yeah.
If
You know,
go
if you
look in the,
if you ever see any of the coaching calls, you'll see I'm on and I'm always asking, what list you using?
Yeah.
Because you're always looking for validation.
Yeah.
When I spoke to him last week, he said, go after tired landlords, 10 years or 50% or more equity.
I've been doing them.
Yeah.
We're getting some really good response from.
Yeah. it was
Yeah. Well, that woman that called me when we were in the conference
Right.
from Waterford Works down the street here,
Oh, okay.
came off a mailer I sent out.
And how long ago was that mailer?
I sent that mailer out 3 weeks ago.
All right. Okay.
Sent out, you know,
Were you able to?
I actually looked at the property. It needs a lot of work.
Okay. If it's in Waterford, we can, I mean, we know the area, so.
Yeah, well, we're about 45,000 apart right now.
Yeah.
She
Well,
inherited the property from her godmother, so.
all right, so she'll come to reality. Christmas is coming.
Christmas is definitely.
Well, not just that, but she's, you know,
Yeah, I know.
got to keep the heat on and whatnot, even though there's nobody there.
Yeah.
So anyway, but that's my biggest thing is having a resource, like if I know I can reach out to somebody for my PPC or just to talk about yellow letters, hey, this is what I'm doing, what do you think?
Yeah.
You know, should you use Discord for that? Should you use Voxer? I've reached out to Damius, was my coach, and
Right.
he's a great resource. He really is. I mean, and he does a lot of stuff. You know, and he's still doing a lot of like bootstrapping type things, like cold calling, things of that nature.
Yeah.
But he's a resource. Biggest thing was PPC because you can see what the upside is when you talk to some of the people in the 6-figure syndicate. I'm not afraid to spend the money, but I just don't want to waste it.
Yeah.
And when you talk to these folks and they're pulling down some big leads and starting to get some good deals,
Yeah.
that's a big deal. Like, how do you get there? How fast can you get there? What's realistic?
Yeah, I think that's just a matter of getting your PPC up and running and let it, you know, like Sean said, it has to learn itself, you know, and the bigger the budget, of course, you know, the more ads are going to show up, the more impressions you're going to get, the more, you know, clicks you're going to get, the more impressions you're going to get, the higher.
But it takes time.
It
It takes
does.
time for Google to learn it.
The other thing I think is that Sean knows just how the whole system should be set up. And I was kind of confident that I had got mine set up, but until he spent some time and just went through it all and found there was a couple of mistakes. He fixed those and all of a sudden the thing worked. So I'm right there with you, Charles, that you got to have, it's nice to have somebody on the other end of the line, especially if they can look into your computer and just see what's going on.
Right.
And then, yeah, the other thing was, did you hear when Sean has changed his opinion now about, initially he had us targeting just 1 or 2 states, and now he's saying nationwide except for New Jersey, Hawaii, places like that.
Right.
I did just get a call from contact from somebody in Alaska, but by the time I got back to them, they said the house had melted, so that deal's gone. The depreciating asset.
So does the ARV on that house change according to season?
I think, yeah, as it's getting closer to Christmas, the value's going up.
There you go.
Cedric, how about you? Do you have anything that you feel is a challenge or anything that you'd like to be held accountable for?
Well, we'll go down.
Yeah, but first I like to say, Charles, if you go look in the Freedom Logic, our portfolio thing where the videos are with the teams,
Right.
with the first check challenge, if you go look at Team Next, that's our team. Brandon was teaching about the JV deals in that.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome. And I think my biggest challenge is myself. You know, sometimes I put a lot of thought into this, and I think I overthink a lot of things, and that's it. I just need to stick to the script and just stick to the basics.
I don't think you're alone, Cedric.
No,
And
you're
I think we all
not.
sort of get into that.
So that's why we're all here to help each other through these challenges that we personally have to overcome. Because the truth of the matter is, if we like every week, if it doesn't matter if it's 2 people or 30 people, if everybody's on there, we all have the same common goal to succeed at this, right?
Right.
So we bounced some ideas off tonight, just a couple thus far that's helping everybody out. The yellow letters, the way Luther does it, you know, the way Charles does it. He's having problems with PPC. Who's sending out text? Who's sending out postcards and telling us their response? So, you know, this all helps because you know, our goal, our ultimate goal is to have everybody be successful. You know,
Right.
And Cedric, I'll tell you one of my tricks, because I overthink everything and I'm always like, oh, I really don't want to call this guy. And, you know, and I'm like, damn, I don't know, you know, what am I going to say? So I sit here and I know how Chris is, and Chris is very forward and he's very like to the point, and so I pretend I'm him. And
I don't know if that's a good thing.
I get on my Chris head, and then I call and I'm like, you know, and I can flow because I think about how he would do it. So if you have somebody that you can kind of mirror or get there, like Sean, like get Sean's thing, or Luther, listen to how Luther does a call.
Yeah, Brandon's really good.
Brandon's good. You know, and then kind of channel them as you make your calls. I find I get more successful when I do that, and then I add myself into it. But
right, gotta add yourself, most definitely. Thank you for that advice.
Did we do it?
Anyone have the JV contract? JV contract?
Yeah, we had one.
I had, yeah.
We tried JV in a deal.
I have one.
If somebody would send a contract to my email, I would appreciate it.
I think it's in the portfolio.
It's in where?
In the portfolio.
I'll text you directly, bro.
So on Discord, I think one of the sections there, one of the groups, Lisa has got a whole bunch of contracts as well, or different forms. It might be there.
They're all pinned there, right, Stefan? Did she pin them all?
Yes, and I forget the name of that particular folder, but you know, there's general and there's deal syndicate, and there's this other one that I just clicked on the other day, and there's a bunch of forms in there.
But if you can't find it, you know, shout out, and because I know I have it.
I'm pretty sure Cedric will, because I always stay in contact with Cedric. I'll ask Cedric for it if he knows how to find it.
All right.
Cedric, you have it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'll get in touch with you.
All right, cool.
Okay.
It's fine, it's fine. Thank you very much, guys.
Yeah, all right. So, yeah, so, all right. So then, you know, I don't want to hold everybody up. I
Yeah,
know
let's
it's,
just go over this
it's
one.
late now. Chris, there's one more thing to go over. Go ahead.
So, you know, thanks everybody for coming on tonight. And I think maybe,
Did we
to-
get Ashley?
did we,
Ashley,
missing somebody?
did you tell us what your challenge was? I don't have you on here.
Ashley? She's muted.
Okay. Hey, good evening.
Hi.
Hi, how you doing? See y'all later.
So did
So
you have a
actually,
challenge?
I actually can't speak on any challenges just yet. I actually haven't even started the program. I start on January 4th, but I was invited to this call, so it has been very informative. So I'm excited about learning and hopefully how
Okay, well, we're here if you need us, and if
y'all able to help.
you're kind of cutting out,
Yes, yes.
but we're here if you need us. If you're just starting out, you know, just reach out, because any one of us, I'm speaking for everybody. I hope I'm not over speaking, but I think we're all here to help each other, right?
Yeah.
Yes, indeed.
Thank you. I can't
Yeah,
wait.
Which is
I think
good.
this is a good idea of us coming together and letting each other know what's working for us. I mean, I can definitely go over like sales skills and stuff like that.
Greatly
Yeah.
appreciated,
Um,
yeah.
Yeah, so I think it's
Awesome.
always good if somebody's getting deals and stuff like that. We should, you know, ask them how they're getting it, or you know, the fastest way of finding deals right now, because all we want is at least one deal down, or you know,
I know.
you know,
Right.
Yeah.
Luther, I think your skill there, we can all benefit from that. And if you're just calling people, that's one
I'm all
thing.
right. I'm
But-
actually not the best at it. I just
You just
Uh,
feel comfortable doing it.
no,
Right.
I did a sales job, and a lot of people weren't surviving it. Like, to be honest with you, they were getting fired from left to right, and I was able to stay in there for a while. So I figured the tricks of you know, how to talk to people and saying certain words and stuff like that. It's all psychology, but most of my learning came from reading. So that's why I said a book that really helped me out was Smart Calling. It'll tell you it's not you know, stuff like people think. So with me, I have a list right now, and I sent at least 10 contracts out from that list, and it was only a list of 1,000 and some change, and I still have leftovers from it. So sometimes I it's not the quantity of the calls you make, it's the quality. So meaning like the way you sound and the way you approach a person and the way you know, the response to you, you know, anything you can say will get somebody off the line. So you guys are making calls, and you know, you're going fast, and you guys possibly have a client, a prospect on the other line. But the thing is, due to the fact that, you know, the voice, the way you sound, or something is not clicking, because as soon as I see I call 50 people, and I'm going to tell myself something's wrong, and I'm going to start over, because I cannot call this amount of people and no one, there's something I'm doing wrong, or each person I call is telling me, oh, I'm not interested. It's not that they're not interested, they're just not interested in talking to you.
Yeah.
Thanks, Bill.
Most of the time, because when people don't know you, they don't trust you. They don't trust you. They don't know anything about you. So just you saying hello and you expect that person to quickly sell, it doesn't work like that. It takes a no and another no and another no, and then they get used to you over time. And you create a follow-up list, and then you follow it. It's a long term thing. It's not the PPC is short term. The PPC can definitely help somebody out. I put $50 a day, so hopefully, because what I'm doing is not easy. It's not the easiest way, you know, to make calls. Some people don't like that, but that's my way of starting out, and hopefully I find some of the best deals that's going to come from it, and then I hire someone and potentially teach them the skills that I have, because I had somebody working before, but they didn't have they weren't getting me as much leads that I can get myself. So
Yeah.
nobody works as hard as you.
No, they
That's the
don't.
truth.
They
This is
don't.
true.
They don't.
Yeah, so
The
So-
PPC is better because it's getting leads coming to you, people calling you, but you still have to turn around and talk to them. You have to get to know them and you have to close the deal. So the talking to them aspect is very much a large part of it.
Valid,
True.
valid
It
point.
is.
That's correct, but they're much easier to convert because I had a PPC lead call me, but only reason why I did not close them in time is because I just started this program and they wanted to close so fast to the point where I thought it was very fraudulent, you know. But PPC leads, or I'll say they're the best. I'm not going to say they're not. Soon as you receive a call or a text, I'll say get to it as soon as possible, because those are actually people that are coming at coming to your business door. So meaning like they're much easier to convert. All you have to do is know how to talk and just make sure you're saying the correct things. How can I help you? What's going on? The less you talk, the more they speak. So and take a lot of notes on what they're saying.
I think always,
Also, yes.
I think always using the term that you want to help them. I think people like that.
Yes, because it's all about them. It's not about you. It's always about them. So you just there's open-ended questions and there's closed-ended questions. So there's certain questions you're going to ask them that's going to make them talk broadly and going to tell them every detail about the house, and they're going to talk nonstop. And there's simple questions that you ask as short-term questions, which what is the number of bedroom and a bathroom? So that's a short question. That's a short answer, because they're going to tell you, oh, it's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath. It's done. But when you want them, you need to create those questions before you actually talk to them, so you can make sure you have them talking. The more they talk, the more rapport you build, and the more they can potentially, because if you don't have anybody expressing themselves on the other line, you have nothing.
So what would you ask them instead of asking them the short-term question? What would you ask them?
I do ask them short-term questions. I ask them questions like, what is your current situation right now? What do you have going on? Like, that's making you want to sell this house, you need to make sure you ask them questions like that. That's what because if you don't have a reason behind why they want to sell, they're not going to sign anything. You don't know what's their motivation. You have to know their motivation first before anything else. So if you don't have any story, anything that let's say next time you call them, you're just calling them at the top of your mind, and you don't have any idea who you're speaking with. Your notes is what's able to tell you what did you write about this person. And from speaking with you last time, you told me it was these things tell you you building rapport with the person. The person's like, okay, I can deal with this person because they're actually taking notes of what I'm saying. You can't automatically call a person and oh, why haven't you signed a contract? What's going on and stuff like that. You have to talk to them in terms of like, this is what you told me last time, and I thought we would have moved forward with you signing a contract. Believe me, a lot of them still haven't signed my contract, and it's it's not that simple. It's just
hopefully they will. And
hopefully I'm trying my best here. So
you will be successful with it. You will
hopefully, by the grace of God.
All right, so here's what I would like to challenge everybody with for next week, and hopefully we're going to start getting on like we always did our meetings at Thursday nights this time. So I know that Missy's been talking to Lisa, and Lisa kind of wants us to just open it up to everybody, whoever wants to join.
Whoever wants to join.
So next week, here's what we're going to do, and we're going to share it with everybody. So we're going to set our goals going into the new year. So one of the things that maybe we can all share with each other, okay, and this will help hold each other accountable, hopefully, is let's define what success is. Your definition of success for you, right? We all have our own success definitions of success. What we might call to be successful for us may not be successful for Stefan or for Luther or for Nancy, right? So we all, Stefan, I'm sorry. So everybody's success is, going to be different to where they want to succeed. Like you may say, Luther, you may say, I was talking to Stefan today, and he's like, you know what, if I could do 2 to 4 deals a month, I'd be happy, right? So that's successful to him. Luther, you might want to do 10 deals a month to be successful.
Yeah.
Or two.
Or two, whatever the case may be.
You might just want.
No, 10 sounds better.
Okay, so maybe we can all have a little assignment. Maybe we can define our own meaning of success, right? And then on our goals, what are your goals for the upcoming year or for the next month? Even if you just want to do a 30-day goal, your plan of action to get to that goal and the actions you're going to take to achieve that goal.
True.
Okay.
Does it,
So this is homework or something, or?
Well, you don't have to do it. We're going to do this. We're going to do this next week and we're going to share this with everybody.
if you
Okay.
want it to be like homework, I can send out a survey.
No, it's fine. I can answer those questions at the top of my head.
Hold each other accountable.
Send it out in an email.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I can answer it at the top of my head. It's not.
Right.
So
I
if
mean,
you guys
and
ask me
again,
next week, it'll be something I answer fast. It's not nothing I need to.
Okay, no, it's not. It's just something that I think.
I know what I want, you know,
Next
like,
week,
so.
when we all get on, we can all kind of communicate with each other, and then the following week, when we get on, or after the first of the year, we all know what everybody's goals are, and we can help each other, you know, hey, how are you making out with that?
Right.
Stefan wants to do 2 deals a month. Stefan, how are you making out? What are your challenges? You know, how, you know, what are your actions? What are you planning on doing to get to them goals? You know, because without a plan, you're never going to get there, right? It's like going down the street without navigation and, you know, trying to find someplace. You know, you have navigation on, you're going to go right to it. If you don't, you're just going to like aimlessly drive around. You know, that's the way I look at it. So.
Why do I think?
Sound like a good idea to me.
Can we just add one thing?
I'm
Yes.
sorry.
Can we just add one thing? Because
Sure, you can have whatever you want.
I really like your idea, but can we just add, if somebody's got a great story or a best practice that worked that week, share it with us?
Yes, that's what I want.
Okay.
That's great. That's
All
great.
right.
Absolutely.
And see, that's,
That
That's
we
what
want
we
to know,
need.
we want to know what you want.
whoever's getting the contract signed, whoever's getting the deals, that's who I'm trying to find out what's working for them.
Luther, we did 2 contracts last month and it was PPC.
PPC, you see?
PPC.
Yeah.
But
So
now,
keep doing the PPC. And what's your budget? What is your budget?
I think our budget, well,
It
it
was-
fluctuates. I think it was like $60 a day.
it was
Yeah.
40. It
40.
was $40 a day. But now I got the 2 deals from that. But now I got 2 contracts. Well, they're
Yeah.
not contracts yet. I got 2
Mhm.
leads that came from SMSs. So came from text messages that I'm following up on. And the one guy's an old guy and he was kind of grumpy, didn't really want too much. And they're tired landlords with vacant properties that they don't live in, that are not really like this old grumpy guy said he was going to be doing like his bathroom over and whatnot. And he knew everything. He knew comps and
They all do.
he was really kind of like not really, he wasn't real
Right.
pleasant on the phone. But I called him back and I said, oh, you know, I forgot to ask, could you like send me some inside pictures? My team is looking, you know, to give you an offer, but we need inside pictures. And man, he was nice as could be. I don't
She
know,
started building that report like Luther was saying.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you know,
but
and the same thing with the
Did
other.
Did you guys find a buyer for your deals?
for the
For
2,
the 2 that she's working on, yeah, she didn't get it. Yeah, they're done.
they're
They're
done.
done deals.
We closed
We
last
closed, they're
week
done. Yeah, they're
and we're
done.
closing this week.
So
yeah.
PPC work. You see, I'm going
Yeah,
to
yeah, no,
do a
it
bit of
works.
PPC. I'm going to do
It
a bit of
definitely works. It definitely works. You know,
My
Keep
only
working.
problem
Listen,
sometimes.
I got to give credit to her because she worked the deals, right? She got the
Yeah.
lead and she worked the deals.
Like you said.
That's
people
good.
call you, but you got to call them back.
Yes, of course.
Right.
So, you know.
Follow-ups.
That's good. I'm sticking to the PPC. I'll leave it on for a while.
Yeah, you have to
You
let
have
it. You have to let it work itself.
You have to let it,
Okay.
let it know who you are, basically. So you got to give it like a month or 2 easily.
Okay.
Right.
I think I've had people call my phone, but only thing is I don't speak Spanish. I think they called, and then I'm like, no habla español. As soon as I said no habla, they were gone. Maybe I could do those as referrals or
You know what
something.
you need to do, Luther? If you're getting a lot of Spanish people, I don't know if you have any Spanish-speaking friends.
I actually do.
Well, maybe you should get them involved and cut them in on a piece of the action if they help you close a deal.
Yeah, true. I'll start doing that.
Yeah,
Makes sense.
you know.
And get on Duolingo.
You
I think
could
get
also
on
get
Duolingo.
a virtual assistant that's bilingual.
You have a virtual assistant that's bilingual?
No, that would be another option.
Right.
That's a good
Yeah,
idea.
true.
Good idea.
Good idea.
Does
True.
anybody else have anything to add?
No, so far so good.
All
All
right.
right.
All right, so then next week, we're going to do goals and we're going to share best practices, things that we're doing that are working for us and sharing any, any might have for each other. So it's going to be 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, which I don't know. I'm bad with that. So you guys got to
Just-
figure that out on your own.
And we're gonna also try and take
So
care
in
of,
Phoenix, it's about like 9 o'clock right now.
At night?
where you at?
Nah,
In
it's
Phoenix,
not.
it's
Nah,
9. It's
it's
9. I
earlier
think,
than
in
that,
Phoenix.
bro.
Huh?
It goes the other
It's
way.
earlier
It
than
goes the
that.
other way.
Oh,
Yeah,
it's the other way around. So
6.
it's 6. It's 6.
Right.
6:11. That's not bad for them.
Arizona's 6, California's 5.
So that's not bad for them at all. That's
It's 7 for us.
It's 7.
Yeah,
Texas.
I'm sorry. I'm
Oh.
late because I thought it was 7 p.m. Central Standard Time.
There
Hey,
you
hey,
go.
Travis.
Hey, Travis.
What's up, Travis?
We did record it, so you can check the recording out if, once I figure out how the heck to get it out to y'all.
Awesome.
So, we can,
And we're gonna address some of these issues with Lisa, so she can address them with Sean, and we're gonna hopefully, Sean is gonna hopefully, come up with a better way to help us all succeed in this and help get our questions answered a little bit quicker,
yeah,
you know?
so we'll see what we can do.
And in the meantime, if there's any questions, please feel free to reach out.
Mhm.
I'm sure everybody on here is willing to help each other if they can, and we all have something to add.
Yeah.
We can all help each other with something.
Yeah.
Luther's good at speaking and doing the letters. Missy's good at the Freedom Logic and the text, and she's getting pretty proficient with the PPC now.
Yeah.
Don't want to lay it on her, but she
Yeah.
is. I know Stefan is getting
Stefan.
Stefan is getting good with the sorry Stefan, getting good with the PPC and the websites. So we all have something that we can attribute to this to make it a success for everybody.
Yes.
Yes,
Margaret.
Margaret.
One thing I was just thinking, because with other things I've done, they didn't necessarily make a video, but they would show you screenshots, right, of what you should select to set things up.
Yeah,
That idea.
Yeah.
that's a good idea too.
I did an updated video for the phone, but I see what you're saying. I could do it during this meeting
Yeah.
too, like if
Yeah.
we
Mhm.
did that,
Yeah.
so.
Yeah.
but,
Because
Sure.
all
Usually
right.
faster than watching the video too, but
Yeah,
yeah.
sometimes it is. Yeah, because Stefan told me I went pretty slow in my phone video, but I did it on purpose so that you could
No, it
follow.
was good.
Yeah,
It was good. It was very easy to follow.
thank you. But okay, well then,
Anything else? Everybody
if
good?
everybody's good, we'll update you as we find stuff out, and we'll just meet next week, next Thursday, if that's good for everybody still at 7.
Sounds good.
or-
That's
Okay,
right.
Thank
sounds
you.
good.
Great.
Thank
Alright,
you,
good
Mrs.
to
Thank you all.
Thank you.
Have a good night, everybody.
Everybody have a great day.
Bye-bye.
All right.
Have a good
Bye.
night.
Good night.
Good night.
Good
Thank you.
night.
Bye-bye.
Thanks.